8 years ago, I was riding a bicycle down this road and noticed a castle through the woods and made a few pictures and wrote a Facebook status that it could be a crazy idea to have an R&D facility inside a refurbished castle and a little garage outside to build our cars, which was the plan back then. I also wrote that the probability of that happening was pretty much close to zero.
This is a story about a man who turned his dream into reality. Welcome to Rimac Campus, the world of hypercars and technological innovation set to open in 2023. With production and research and development facilities, the campus spreads across 95,000 square meters, of which 35% of the land is covered in vegetation. The campus is designed around people, and it is a place where they can work, grow, and play all in one. Rimac Automobili is building their long-term home in this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Located in Kerestinec, Croatia, the campus is surrounded by nature, but is still close enough to the Zagreb city center. There are no walls or fences. Everyone is invited to visit, enjoy the campus, and mingle with employees. From one man in a garage in 10 years, Rimac Automobili has grown to become the most innovative company in the automobile industry, a true technology powerhouse with more than 1,000 employees.
Within those 8 years, we didn't stand still. We are working on the plans of the campus, and as the company evolved, the campus plan has also evolved and grew. Now we plan to build an R&D, production and testing facility for 2,500 employees, where we will develop, design, produce and test all our products, battery systems, powertrain systems, our hypercars, and many other things that we are going to do for the future. And it's more than just the functionalities of the building. As with everything we do, we strive to do the best. Lots of governments have lured us to build up future capacities in their countries, but we always wanted to prove that it's possible to do it in Croatia. This was the perfect location to do it because it combines a lot of things that work for us. It's nearby our current location. It's just outside of the capital of Zagreb, that's right here. And on the other side of it, we have a forest. So it's in front of the capital city of Croatia, but in the middle of nature. So it shows our brand values, where we want for the people to have a high quality of life that's working in Rimac, to be able to live in a big city, but also while working to be exposed to nature right next to the campus.
Such an extraordinary journey needs extraordinary minds. Prominent Croatian architects from 3LHD have been tasked with turning Mate's futuristic vision into reality.
For a project like this, we wanted to have the best possible partners, people that share our values and that will go this journey with us over several years. We made an international competition with architects from around Europe to submit their proposal, and we saw some amazing proposals coming from them. And surprisingly, the Croatian architects were by far, in our opinion, the best. And we chosen to work with the Croatian architects 3LHD studio, which will be our partners in developing this from start to finish.
3LHD was founded 27 years ago by 4 young and talented architects: Marko Dabrovic, Saša Begovic, Tatjana Grozdanic-Begovic, and Silvije Novak. Today, with their 5th partner, Paula Kukuljica, 3LHD is an internationally renowned architectural studio with more than 45 employees. Often calling themselves architectural producers, their approach is based on integrating architecture, art, and urban landscape. ACO Croatia and 3LHD have a long history of cooperation on many grand-scale projects that have left a permanent mark in Croatian architecture. In 2007, they cooperated on the Riva Split waterfront. 2 years later, it was Centar Zamet in Rijeka. Then came the unique design hotel Lone in Rovinj in 2012. With the most recent collaboration on the unique luxury Grand Park Hotel and AC Marina in Rovinj in 2018. And here they are today, working on the Rimac campus. ACO Croatia brings you a story in the making that will raise the bar in the automotive industry.
In one of your interviews with Mate Rimac, he said a sentence about the future project and his expectation. And he said he would like to interpret the spirit and the value of the company. Mm-hmm. So how did you recognize those values and how did you name them?
So every time we start a project, we try to find the values within the project or within the company we are working for. And in company Rimac, we found out 5 values. These are speed, growth, balance, openness and family. Working for the company that produces super fast car, the fastest accelerated car in the world, you need to find where in campus this can happen, and obviously it's the track around the campus that can feature speed and things related to speed. In their brief, they already said that they want the drift corner because they are, beside a very serious company, they are also a little bit crazy and they like to enjoy the cars and test them, their limits, so they searched for such a corner where they can drift the car. Value of growth is very connected to Rimac itself because it's a company that started this just 10 years ago and now they have more than 1,000 employees. So these values, when you connect them to campus, you know, its growth doesn't stop. So it has to be open to accommodate new changes and challenges in the future. Company Rimac relies on two core items. It's supercar manufacturing and car parts. And if you look at the campus, the balance can be found in a way how the cars, humans and animals can coexist together. Then we found it also in traditional architecture and contemporary architecture, nature versus technology, or relation between three buildings on the site. It's a castle, research and development building and factory. Decision how to place the buildings, we found inspiration in a landscape. The largest plateau we selected for the factory, and the smaller plateau was selected for research and development building. In the center between two buildings and existing castle, we placed the lake, which is reflecting all three buildings and keeps them in a balance. It's not just gated community or all the factories you cannot approach, but here you can take a peek from the outside how the cars are made. And Mate is, when we first went to meet him, he took us all the way through the factory to show what actually they do. They are really proud about not designing the cars, but designing the whole concept of the company. So I think this will be translated into the campus. Mate is vegetarian and he wanted to present to employees how eating animals is a bit savage. So we designed a large window in front of the restaurant with sheep meadows, where they will have the sheep who will be part of their campus, living there. So everybody eating meat can consider, does he want to eat
these beautiful
animals out of the window. In Rimac's brief, we found out that they relate to each other like a family. And this is something, this culture is also related to our own culture in TriLHD. And we found out that something that makes a family is having lunch together. So the central piece of the campus is a restaurant where all the employees meet, but they also meet with the guests of the campus. So people who are not working, they can get and eat maybe with Mate. Also on site, since they have a lot of young people, they want to have a kindergarten, so this will also be part of the family. So you'll have on the same place kids growing up next to their parents who are creating one of the craziest supercars in the world.
The campus prides itself on having numerous amenities and a few quirky elements. Apart from having a racetrack, a kindergarten, a restaurant, sheep, and no fence, it will also house a museum and welcome all visitors to take a tour of the factory, making it a truly unique working environment.
So one of the special features is a car museum that will not only represent Rimac cars, but the whole car development. Inside definitely will be first Mate green BMW to all these new concepts and parts that are developing for the other companies. Now when they have in their portfolio also Bugatti, I think there will be also some French cars featured there. Besides the museum, the guests would be able to visit the whole factory, so they could walk around and see how the cars are manufactured. Interesting thing about Rimac is they make all the parts for the car on site. They are not buying stuff from the other companies, but they produce and assemble everything here.
Sustainability today has become an essential part of modern architecture. Sustainable architecture seeks to minimize the negative environmental impact of buildings by efficiency and moderation in the use of materials, energy, development space, and the ecosystem at large. The architecture of the future is sustainable architecture.
All projects are faced now with a completely different scenarios, ranging from climate change to new problems with coronavirus. But we tried as architects to create something that could last and that could be sustainable in longer periods. Sustainability is not only linked to architecture and materials, but also to inhabitants of the campus. So besides only doing the campus for the employees, we also included part for the animals and for the visitors. We are trying to make the buildings as compact as possible to reduce the losses of the energy through facade. Also to keep it cool by overshadowing the windows so we don't have large solar gains. As energy source, we are using energy from the sun, solar collectors on the roof, then heat energy from the groundwater and exchange air-to-air heat pumps. So all of this energy should be renewable.
So the function of the lake is to reflect, but also to collect stormwater?
Yes, to collect the rainwater, to give the coolness to the whole, to reduce the heat, to bring the life, the animals to the site, and to calm down this working environment.
Having the experience of designing such a monumental project, we wanted to hear Marko's word of advice for building future offices and production facilities in the automotive industry.
I hope this campus will influence to other car manufacturing sites to introduce different features, not just to design shoeboxes or just the factories that don't relate anything to humans, that they are in this way open, and I really thank to Rimac company for giving us opportunity to work on such a wonderful project.